So, as you are aware, over the past decade, our entire health system has undergone a steady digital transformation. We all began with digitizing records, improving the data reporting, and now we have the interoperable digital health ecosystem at a national scale, the Ayushman Bharat Digital Mission. The national health policy had set the goal before us that we have to ensure the highest attainable standard of health and well-being for all citizens. And it is this vision that the National Digital Health Blueprint of 2019 was building upon. And it has laid out the essential principles for India's digital health ecosystem based on this policy directive. And therefore, this blueprint promotes open standards, enables interoperability, adopts emerging technologies such as Gen AI to strengthen service delivery and enable early disease detection while ensuring privacy at every step. So many of you would have looked at the Ayushman Bharat Digital Mission. It is interoperable, it is open, it is a standards-based digital system, and it has actually evolved into a comprehensive health ecosystem for better service delivery. And why I'm saying so is that this is something which has been demonstrated time and again, whether when we look at our data which is being captured through various portals, or when we looked at the 11 crore footfall that we had during the Swasth Nari Sashakt Parivar Abhiyan. The ABDM has been proving very useful to us at every stage. And today we have 859 million citizens who now have Aabha accounts linked to more than 878 million health records across the country. I do hope everyone in this hall has an Aabha ID. If not, please make it today. So with the expansion of our primary healthcare network, some of you might be aware the sub-centers and the primary health centers that we have upgraded them into what we call the Ayushman Arogya Mandirs or the Ayushman Arogya Kendra. We have now 180,000 across the country. We have the eSanjeevani, the telemedicine facility, which is being provided at each of these centers. We have the AI-assisted clinical decision support system, which is assisting the telemedicine platform. And it has facilitated over 449 million consultations through over 2.2 lakh registered healthcare providers. So all of these make India's telemedicine initiative, I think, amongst the world's largest in primary healthcare. So digital systems enable us to capture, store, and transmit information. AI, as you all are the experts here, now allows us to interpret, prioritize, and act on it more effectively. And therefore, one of the key expectations from AI, especially in public health, is that it should reduce the burden on our healthcare workforce, complementing the physician-patient relationship that remains at the heart of healthcare delivery. We have the Madhu Netra AI under the National Diabetic Retinopathy Screening Program, which is allowing non-specialist health workers to capture retinal images. I'm told it has benefited over 7,000 patients across 38 facilities. That means we can decentralize its capability. Similarly, in tuberculosis, the AI-enabled handheld X-rays are being deployed for early detection of TB, and we have been using it very effectively. And state governments have been demanding more and more of such machines, because such equipment, and we think it is contributing to the decline of incidence of TB in India. The cough against TB is also being used. Over 1.6 lakh individuals have been screened using this tool. You are aware about the AI-enabled tools such as the media disease surveillance system, which is there with our integrated health information portal platform. It helps me a lot, at least, and it helps our entire NCDC team, because not every incident gets reported even by the vigilant state governments. So the AI-assisted media alerts do help us.